Morning, this is Brian. Today is Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, and I'm here at the visitor parking for the San Diego State University Observatory area, and I am trying to make my way to this peak nearby the observatory called on Peakbagger called Galaxy Way Hill. It's a 6,128 foot summit, and I'm hoping to go ahead and hit that today. So what I'm trying to do is figure if I should take the little single track over there or if I should take the road. I have a feeling the single track trail is going to be a better option because I see higher terrain over here, over that way. So I'm guessing that'll probably be a better option, but there's also a road over here too. So I'm on Morris Ranch Road. I did shoot another brief video earlier this morning on what I originally thought was Morris Ranch Road and started hiking down that because it's supposed to go down a little bit and then uphill towards the summit. Of what is called Galaxy Way Hill. That's the name of the hill I'm trying to hit today. So I guess I'll be taking 33,600. Just go up this. Should take me towards the observatory. So it should be up this way. So yeah, I did a short video about half an hour, 20 minutes ago, or actually a little bit less than that, at making an attempt to get up to this summit, and ended up going downhill with no higher terrain ahead. So I should be on the right track now. I'm just going to head up this. Maybe the single track will cut through here. It's kind of curving around. If that does, I'll probably just take the single track. I see where I'm parked over there. Should be a trail cutting through here somewhere. I did see a trail cutting through. So that's where I'm parked. I did see a trail coming through here somewhere. Maybe I'll just take the single track. Or maybe go up one and down the other. It's nicely forested here. This will definitely help me a little bit when I'm trying to get up the hill. Oh, okay. So this is a little trail I was seeing. It looks like it just cuts through to the road as a shortcut. So, okay. It's nicely forested here. Come here at night and see all the craziness. Oh, there's another trail here. This must have been the one I actually saw. This one's more defined. But again, that also doesn't continue on this side here. Alright. Should be a relatively short hike. Trying to at least get some peak visitation activity in today before the weather gets too warm up here. I was really on the edge, or really on the fringe, or whatever that expression is, of deciding whether to still go to Mount Laguna this week because of the temperatures. They're supposed to be at least in the mid 80s today, at least 84, and that's kind of where the threshold is for me, especially because I'm getting an early start. By the time I get done, it'll already be probably getting pretty toasty, but I guess I just figured I had to at least get here one more time. I had such a good time last week. I had such a great time last week doing the meadow, trying to find a waste of spring and all that. Just had way too much fun. I just didn't want to make that my only mountain hike. So I figured knock out another early one. Maybe after this, I guess, would be the main event of the day. maybe do some little poking around, but nothing too rigorous. And at least get another week in the mountains before it goes back to usual summer humdrum heat. Oh, nice, beautiful raven. Hello, buddy. That was a raven. So let's see what I find today. If there's any interesting botany along the way. It's a pretty nice walk. Very pretty over here, actually. It's nice and wooded, which I like. Okay, here's one of the facilities here. I'm just going to pass through. Very short walk to get up here so far. Really short walk. I'm starting to see some interesting botany. The type of plant. I took a picture of it, had purple flowers. I'm going to be looking that up when I get to the summit. Now, the summit should be beyond all the towers. Okay, here's the first set of buildings. This is just the first set here. Information board, but there's no information on it. Oh, there's a restroom over here. I'm gonna assume it's probably locked. All right. Nice canyon live oaks up here. Oh, these guys have got quite a few acorns on them too. All right. Canyon live oaks are always a favorite of mine. Ooh, looks like we had one crash over here. Oh, this was a decent sized one. Ooh, yikes. Wonder how that happened. I'm pretty sure the big root burl will send up root shoots. Tree's still partially rooted in the ground. Foliage here is still relatively intact. It doesn't look all dried up. All right, let's see. Here's one of the observatories here. I wonder if, yeah, this is the uphill way here, so look, I'm trying to think if my summit's going to be up here. Very short walk, very easy walk to get up here. I'm not sure yet. When I get to the top of this, hopefully I'll have a better idea. But beautiful, very warm, but very beautiful morning here at over 6,000 feet in the Laguna Mountains. I think that's a very short walk to get up here. Since this is such a short walk, I feel like I'm going to have to explore a little bit more. This will be a pretty short video, I think. Or at least, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Yeah, there might be a couple spots vying for the high point. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to call this a summit yet. There's a small hill up there too. So I'm just going to go ahead and work my way over there and see if that's the case. Also got to look off in that direction to see if there's any higher terrain over there as well. But I know it's supposed to be off the trail here. I'm not going to point my camera that way because the sun's there and I don't want to get sun in everybody's eyes, but doesn't appear to be any higher terrain over there, so I'm practically on the summit plateau right now. I just went over that small hillock. I'm gonna I'm gonna go over to the edge of this here and call it a summit. Over here. This will be my official summit selfie spot at the end of this small knoll here. Because it is supposed to be several yards away from the observatory. So I'm going to go up to the top of this little knoll here. Should be it. It's pretty close to the same elevation as that first one immediately past the observatory. But I'm going to go up here and consider this a summit. So I know at least I visited both high points. So this will be my official summit time area. Be cool if there were a loop option, if there were a single track. Alright, so I'm just about the top of the... there's more over here too, actually. It's a little further up here. So yeah, definitely would have shortchanged myself if I called that area over there summit time. I would have shortchanged myself on that one. Let me move on and get closer to the top of this and check back in momentarily. Alright, so I'm still finding higher terrain over here. Actually, as I keep going along this, there's actually more uphill over here. So it's a little further away along this, I believe. Yeah, I actually had a very gentle bushwhack through some Palmer ceanothus. Yeah, it's actually quite a distance away, which is good because otherwise it'd be kind of short. But it's a good thing that I'm exploring along this here. Now it's a little wilder and a little more rugged now. Not difficult, but definitely adding some ambiance. Ooh, brown spine prickly pear. Putia faicantha. Alright. Oh, there might even be a rock scramble at the end of this. Maybe. Interesting. Okay. Hey, let's just add a little to the adventure. That's all this is. Oh boy. I gotta try to find the summit of this hill here. Huh. Yeah, this is turning into be a little mini off-trail amble and slight scramble. Let's see. I have to look for where the high point is because I can't tell yet. I'm gonna head into this canyon live oak thicket over here and see. Whoa. Okay. I'll take it. Ooh, yeah, this is cool. Nice and shady over here. I think the summit's near here, I believe. Oh, yeah. Just looking around to see if there's any higher terrain around here. It's getting a little buggy in here. I think I'm at the summit. Looking around, can't see any higher terrain around me. All right, quick little rock climb. Oh, a little scramble here. A little quick class 2. Okay, well, as far as I could tell, it's summit time. Galaxy Way Hill. Not going to be views to point out, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, I'm in the shade. Yeah, this has got to be it right here. It's actually a little bit further away from the observatory than I thought it was going to be. And you know what? That's not a bad thing, because it just meant a little bit longer of a time here in the adventure zone, which I'll take that. Got a little bit of off trail, a little cross country hiking, quick little rock scramble at the end. And what do we have here on the other side of this boulder? Let me see here. Watch my head. I don't stab it on something like a branch. There's a California bay laurel over here. This is something you don't see very often here in Laguna Mountain Recreation Area. Yeah, this is Umbellularia californica here on the top of Galaxy Way Hill, 6,128 feet. I don't very often come across these above 6,000 feet, but I have a couple times here. Over near Monument Peak, there's a real shrubby one near the very summit at 6,200 feet. But yeah, we got a little California bay laurel here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see some of the fruits developing on them. Yeah, those right there, those are the drupes, or the fruits of Umbellularia californica. So we do have a California bay laurel, small thicket of it up here, mashed in with the canyon live oak. So that's really cool. Yeah, I knew there'd be some interesting botany if I just left the trail for a little while. So I guess it's going to be summit selfie time. This had a little bit more of an off-trail adventure than I thought it would. I thought it would just be a short little walk up a grassy knoll. But no, I got a little bang for my buck. I gotta admit, this is cool. I like this. All right, so here's the bay laurel right here. Small thicket. A little more up close. Yeah, kind of hopped across that rock, moved a canyon live oak branch over momentarily, hopped over, going down a slightly easier way. But yeah, here's the trunk of the Umbellularia californica. That's really cool. Little bay laurel up here. I love finding those little surprise captures when I'm up here. Okay. All right. A little awkward class 3 way to get down from the rock, but nevertheless, I made it. All right. Now it's time to start looking for my way back. Well, I gotta admit, that was a pretty cool little adventure. All right, now I gotta see if I can locate where the observatory is from where I'm hiking. All right, so the adventure's not over. Look for a way back. It's kind of hard to tell what's what. I'm gonna come out of here, come out of these thickets here. I might be going the wrong way. Let me see. I'll find out. Well, this might become a slightly larger adventure. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little adventure, to be honest with you. Let's see. See if I have to go back the other way. Remember, there was a lot of Rus aromatica here too. A lot of skunk brush. We'll see. I'll find out if I'm heading the right way back. Might have to go the other way. Well, I'll take a look around and see. It is slightly disorienting. Whew. I'll tell you one thing, it's pretty warm out here today. definitely a warm morning out here in the Lagunas. Trying to see if I can see where any buildings are. Let's do a little route finding to get back. Maybe if I walk around a little bit, I'll get a clearer view of what's going on. Let's head through this copse of trees first. I think I might be heading away from it, actually. Yeah, I think so. I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of circumvent all the thickets over there and go around the summit. So, well, looks like Brian's getting his adventure today. Albeit a short one, but definitely a little bit of an adventure time here. Let me look over this way. I think I'm on the other side of the summit, actually. Let me see. Might be on the other side of the peak. So at least I got a nice little rugged experience. It was mostly a road walk getting up here, but sure definitely getting a little adventure factor. Can't go wrong with that, actually. Yeah, I think what I need to do is go back this way, I believe. Yeah, I think I'm a little off track, so I'm gonna go back around this way and see if I can catch sight of it over there. Well, pretty cool. I got a little bit of off-trail rambling. Really can't go wrong with that. Yeah, there's a lot of skunk bush up here, or skunk brush. A lot of Rhus aromatica here. There's a lot of this up here. Yeah, it is such a beautiful shrub. Wanted to grow this at home. I'm gonna have to try. I gotta try growing this plant. I mean, I've never tried any sumac, which skunk brush is a type of sumac. It's in the genus Rhus. Never tried any sumacs before. I'd imagine I'd probably grab the drupes, little red sticky drupes, probably get the seed out of them and soak the seed for a couple days, and then stratify them in the refrigerator. Okay, well, there's the road down there. So we'll be back to the road pretty soon. I think I likely completely circumvented the observatory area. And I believe, yeah, San Diego State University is what owns the facility. So it looks like I just made an interesting loop back. So yeah, SDSU owns this observatory. I guess I'll cut through here maybe. Yeah, SDSU owns it, and I think the public has access to it, and that's why there's a visitor center parking lot. So the public should have access to it. It's coming up here, you get much less light pollution from the greater San Diego metro area, and also probably also from the Tijuana metro area as well, the Tijuana area. So I imagine that's probably a good reason why we have such a facility here. There's a lot of skunk brush here, a lot of Rhus aromatica. Here's a single track trail right here. Let's see where this leads. And oh yeah, there is a single track trail here. I don't know where this comes up, but it looks like I am making a loop out of this. Thinking to myself, hey, maybe it's too bad I couldn't make a loop hike out of this. Well, it kind of looks like I am, in a way. There's actually a single track trail here. There's a road right there. There's the observatory, or the start of the observatory over there. So, yeah, sure made an interesting road, single track trail, and cross country route to get up to the top of the peak. All right. Yeah, there's a nice little single track trail here too. I'm kind of glad I found this. I don't know if this is going to lead back to the parking area. It seems to be moving away from the road, but it seems to be adding to the adventure ambiance. Now we're in this nice, mostly canyon live oak wood here. Very beautiful here. Very beautiful. We'll see how far this trail goes, how far I'm willing to follow it. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to lead to the road or not. Kind of hope it does, so it makes a neat loop option out of it, but wow, sure is pretty over here. Hopefully I can find this trail on Google Earth so I can trace out my hiking route. Oh, look at this beautiful canyon live oak right here. Look at that. Beautiful tree. It's starting to get kind of buggy over here. I am sweating. It's not too bad outside. All right. Completely lost sight of the road. Well, it's over there. So if this goes too far down, I might cut across and go back to my car that way, because this seems to be heading away from the road. All right, I gotta pull out my field guide. I keep seeing this plant with large purple, decent-sized purple flower head, and I gotta go into identification mode. So I'll catch up with you momentarily. All right, so I've been thumbing through my San Diego County Native Plants field guide, looking at this Asteraceae plant here, the sunflower family plant here, and I narrowed it down confidently to two plants in the genus Dietaria, which you got a very local endemic called Dietaria asteroides variety lagunensis, which would be the Laguna mountain aster, and there's also the hoary aster, which is Dietaria canescens variety canescens. I believe this is going to be the Laguna mountain aster. I believe this is the Dietaria asteroides variety lagunensis. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is here. This is a local, rare, endemic, if that's the case. The other one's a pretty uncommon one as well. So they're both in the genus Dietaria. I'm leaning towards Dietaria asteroides variety lagunensis, Laguna mountain aster. And I've seen a few of these in the area, and yeah, I guess late summer's their blooming period. So whatever this is, I'm leaning towards this being the Laguna mountain aster. And it's only found in this general area from Pine Valley to this area. And if that's the case, this is a pretty good find. Yet another endemic plant here in the Lagunas, which makes this area so biologically important and very biologically interesting. So I had been noticing a few of these plants here and there along my hike, and now as I keep seeing them, it was time for me to bust out the field guide and figure out what this was. I was thinking in the back of my head if the Laguna mountain aster would be in the area, and apparently that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the Laguna mountain one, not the hoary one. I'm pretty sure that's got to be the local endemic version. I will fact check myself. When I go on CalFlora, I will do some looking around and trying to see what the observations in the area record. Like I said, I'm about 85% sure that is the Laguna mountain one as opposed to the hoary aster. And obviously you'll see stuff on the screen when I confirm it. But yeah, very interesting find. First time I've noticed that plant, and I've seen a few of them you've seen a few of them in the area, especially here near the Observatory area. So pretty good find, a pretty good rare botanical find here, again, in the Laguna Mountains of San Diego County. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start, I'm probably going to work my way back towards the road, which is over that way. I'm probably just going to work my way over there because I'm not sure exactly where this trail is going to lead. Might follow for a few more minutes. If I do, I'll keep you posted, and we'll see. Let me get a picture of this plant, too. Botany time, once again. All right, so last week when I was up in the Lagunas, I keep seeing these red-flowered penstemons, and I was thinking, oh, okay, it's got to be Penstemon labrosus. But there's also Penstemon rostriflorus, which are two very similar species. Well, I see this one here, this one penstemon right here, and I'm looking at some aspects of this plant. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but if you look in the center of the flower, you'll see a little dot there. Those are the anthers. So if you're trying to tell Penstemon labrosus from Penstemon rostriflorus, and this, thank God I have that field guide with me. Really glad I have it. So what I did is I looked at it. See, these anthers do not diverge from each other, and the inflorescence is slightly glandular, slightly hairy. So what that means, this is Penstemon rostriflorus, the beaked penstemon. So if those anthers diverge from each other noticeably, and they're in the inflorescence, in other words, the flower structure is hairless, then you're looking at Penstemon labrosus. So now I could tell those two apart. So that was Penstemon rostriflorus, beaked penstemon. So now it looks like I'll have to scrutinize every red penstemon, because I'd like to see if I can find both of them. I assume that both would be found in this area. Ooh, a little birdie. Thought I stepped on something. Just an acorn shell. Where'd my little birdie buddy go? So yeah, I'm going to follow this for a short distance more. If this doesn't lead me towards the road, then I'll just assume go back either the way I came, or I'll probably just go back the way I came, and this will just be another aspect of my adventure. But yeah, so yeah, now I could tell two very similar species of penstemon, or beard tongue is another name for penstemons. Ah, it's so beautiful up here. Very beautiful up here. And it's not too bad because I'm in the shade of pines for now, so it's very, 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 very mellow over here. So I'm heading north. I'm pretty sure I'm heading away from any roads. Okay, let me see where this differs. So I'm going to take the left fork here. Looks like this might curl backwards. If this curls back to the road, then great. And I'll just walk the road to the rest of the way to the parking area. But I figured I'm already having an adventure. May as well keep the adventure going. Now, here's another trail joining in, unless this is just a big split. This might have just been a big split. So I'm just going to see where this leads for a little bit. I think I can hear Sunrise Highway. If I get up to Sunrise Highway, I'll probably just hoof it along there back towards Morris Ranch Road. And we'll see. This will make a short but definitely very interesting adventure. So I think I hear the traffic nearby. It's not a long drive on Morris Ranch Road to get to the spot where I started hiking. Let's see. I don't think this is the PCT. I don't think it cuts through here. I think it cuts nearby, but there are a lot of bicycle tracks here, and bicycles are not allowed on the PCT. Doesn't mean that some people wouldn't do it anyways, but oh yeah, I think I see a highway up ahead. I see some kind of a road. Might be Morris Ranch Road, actually. something up ahead. I do see a road. The traffic I hear on Sunrise Highway, I think sounds like it's a little further along. Oh, look at this. What do we got here? I think this is some type of Eastwood manzanita. I think this is a subspecies of Eastwood manzanita, Arctostaphylos glandulosa. Now, being here in the mountains of San Diego County, there are several subspecies of Eastwood manzanita, one of which is the rare Del Mar manzanita, but that won't be found up here. So that is a subspecies of Arctostaphylos glandulosa. Other than using a few spots for context, I could not tell you what subspecies that is. I do struggle a bit with some manzanitas. Boy, do I struggle with some of those. But yeah, here's the road here. So it's a subspecies of Eastwood manzanita. Is probably as close as I'm going to get. Knowing me, very curious. I like to know what subspecies I'm seeing. But, okay. There's Sunrise Highway. I can see the stop sign. Over there, yeah, Sunrise Highway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go follow this back this way towards my car. So this will make a very interesting loop. And I'm actually walking along where I drove earlier. Nice trail. Very nice. So this will form a very interesting loop, which made this hike even more interesting than I thought it would be. And I already thought it would be cool enough because I'd be going up to a peak. And I love going up to peaks. But I love making adventures out of things too. I thought it was just going to be just a simple up and down, but I decided to up the adventure a little bit. Now these black oaks full of acorns. It looks like it's going to be a good acorn year. I am really stoked about this. Look at that. That is so cool. Ooh, a little baby California ground squirrel. Won't get a good view of it on camera. That was a young one. That's a little one. It looked like a California ground squirrel. Yeah. Had good scenery here too. All right. Guess I'll take a few pictures and keep working my way back. All right, here's some more penstemon. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I think, yeah, we're still looking at penstemon rostriflorus here. Yeah, I can see some slight hairiness on the inflorescence, which is the structure that holds the flowers. And more, yeah, look at that. All right, yeah, late August is when this starts popping off. Solidago velutina, subspecies californica. Yeah, those honeybees are not wasting time. They are not wasting time. They are on it. And here we are, entering the forest. We are entering the forest again. And I can just smell that sweet Jeffrey pine aroma floating, lofting in the air right now. I'm really glad I kind of looped around the summit. Kind of looped around it a little bit. I think I'm almost back at the observatory parking area. I see a sign up ahead. But yeah, the Jeffrey pine kind of smells like a sweet, smells like I'm kind of walking through a bakery right now. Some people liken the scent of Jeffrey pine to vanilla, some to pineapples, some to violets. I kind of get a little bit of a vanilla, sweet vanilla, maybe slight smell like that. Well, and here's another pretty rare find, and I did a spotlight video on this just last week. Here we go. We got Cleveland Horcalia. Horcalia clevelandi, variety clevelandi. Once again. And we got one of its close relatives. We got a Drimacalus over here. I believe this is a variant of Drimacalus glandulosa. Again, I cannot tell the varieties apart yet. Hopefully one day I'll get better at that so I can start featuring these on Spotlight videos too. But yeah, this is a relative of the Horcalias right here. The Drimacalus right here. So, pretty interesting. I was hoping to see those two together. Yeah, this is an absolutely awesome place to be right now. I can see my car already. My hike's just about over. This is a very short hike. Very short hike, but I just managed to end up savoring it. All right, here's some more penstemon action over here. I'm going to take a look at... now I'm going to have to end up scrutinizing them all, because I'd like to see the other species. I'd love to see penstemon labrosus. Let me see what we got here. Okay, this is still penstemon rostriflorus. Yeah, this is still penstemon rostriflorus. So I guess that might be the predominant one in the area. And then we got another type of aster. So I'm going to go bust out the field guide one more time. I mean, my car is right there. I'm just about back. Easy, breezy hike. A little bit of route finding off trail, but I need to go into field guide mode again. So I'll be back on the next clip and figure out what other type of violet flowered aster we have growing here. All right, so I've been kind of looking at these Asteraceae plants right here. Another one with violet and purplish flower heads. Again, since this is a sunflower family plant, what looks like one flower is actually a composite of multiple flowers or florets that make up a flower head. And that's where the term compositae comes from. That used to be one of the family names for what is now Asteraceae. It used to be known as compositae back in the day because of the composite flower heads. So I'm going to go try to get a good angle here on these plants without stepping on other ones. So what we have here is San Bernardino aster. This is Symphyotrichum defoliatum. It used to be known as Aster bernardinus. So it's a member of the sunflower family, the Asteraceae. And they got these really small flower heads. And then these long tubes here with these little filaries that sometimes that kind of branch off a little bit, which are little tiny leaf-like structures on the bottom of the inflorescence or the bottom of the flower head. So yeah, this looks like Symphyotrichum defoliatum. There's another very similar species called Erigeron foliosus variety foliosus, which is the flea bane, one of the flea banes that we have, I believe, from coast to the mountains, and would likely be found in this area as well. Kind of similar, but I don't think the bottom of the flower head has such a long tube-shaped structure. So yeah, it looks like we got San Bernardino aster. Pretty cool. Take a couple pictures of these and then start working my way back. All right, so before I work my way back, yeah, we got some more goldenrod here. These ones haven't started getting ready to bloom yet. I think the ones that are out a little bit more in the sun start blooming a little earlier. And then we still got a lot of this plant here, these little fern-like leaves. That's this here, the Achillea millefolium white yarrow. Pretty common here in the lagunas. It's going to be pretty common up in the mountains. I do see it quite often. Here's more of that beaked penstemon right here, Penstemon rostriflorus. Really cool. It's still blooming pretty heavily. And here's another San Bernardino aster right here. These are perennials too. These are perennials. So is its close relative, the one I mentioned before, the Erigeron foliosus variety foliosus. Very similar perennial plants that liven up the mid to late summer and early autumn scene up here in our beautiful mountains. Yeah, just these Jeffrey pines are just so nice and shady and just beautiful trees. Beautiful black oaks. So I'm gonna go head back to the parking area. This is gonna basically be the end of this hike. I'm still thinking about going over and trying to get back to Oasis Spring. Thinking about it. It's starting to warm up, and where I'll be hiking will be mostly out in the sun. But after that video last week, I did get a much better idea of how I should go. The road bed is down below, as you saw. So all I got to do is follow the PCT up a switchback or two, and then branch off. Here we go again. Quercus kelloggi acorn season is coming. These are going to be bouncing off the ground very soon. Probably in about a month and a half. Yeah, they're almost full-sized. They're getting pretty big. Yeah. I love acorns. Acorns are so cool. And living in New Jersey for the 8 years I did, I got to see quite a few different types of oaks over there too. And yeah, one thing they don't really have is a lot of live oaks. In fact, I don't know, there might be a couple of semi-deciduous oaks that only shed some of their leaves. I think there might be a couple of smaller, shrubbier oaks, but the ones I saw back east were mostly medium to quite large trees, actually. Including California black oak, which this is Quercus kelloggi right here. One tree I did see a lot back east is a close relative of our Quercus kelloggi, the California black oak, and that is the black oak, which is Quercus velutina. And it's kind of similar looking, quite a similar looking. Foliage is kind of similar looking. And it's also a red oak, and it's quite closely related. And that tree usually turns kind of a brownish red in autumn. Brownish red, kind of a russet to brownish red. And it's usually a little bit later to change color than a lot of the other trees. So you'll get fall color on those in New Jersey. You'll get that sometimes well into November, especially in the milder areas of New Jersey. And usually most trees by early November are pretty sparse in their foliage. Because usually late October is usually the peak, or at least where I lived in northern New Jersey. Usually later half of October is usually when we start peaking, and then dwindling by early November. But I think these trees, I have a feeling these trees will probably color later this year. Our oaks here, and so we'll see how that goes. I look forward to that in the upcoming 2 months. Probably about 2 months from now they should be probably at least off on it. But I'm just loving these black oaks. Are full of beautiful acorns. I think the Stellar jays, the acorn woodpeckers, and the squirrels and chipmunks are going to be loving this year. It's looking pretty good. Canyon live oaks aren't doing too badly either. Let me go over here really quickly. Look at this canyon live oak. Which has a couple close relatives. It's not a red oak, it's a golden oak. Here's canyon live oak, Quercus chrysolipus here. And yeah, this one's got, seems like canyon live oaks tend to produce more on a more regular basis in my experience. But it seems like some of the black oaks actually even have more on them. But no. Yeah, we definitely got some acorn action on our live oaks. That's the one thing you don't see a lot in New Jersey is live oaks. So we see here in Southern California, we got mostly live oaks, mostly evergreen or semi-evergreen oaks. But yeah, this one, yeah, we got acorn action going on here too. Quercus chrysolipus, another one of my go-to trees for awesomeness. So, you got to see a couple of different oaks. The thing is, California black oak does have a few related oaks that are also red oaks that can hybridize with black oak, which is Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia, Quercus agrifolia variety axiodania, the two variants of coast live oak that we have here in Southern California. Up here would be variety axiodania. And then you have interior live oak, Quercus wislizeni, which mostly is variety frutescens, the shrub variant here. So we get those that can hybridize pretty well. And canyon live oak has a couple of golden oak relatives, like palmer oak, Quercus palmeri. Also Quercus tomentella, the island live oak, and Quercus cedrosensis, which is another golden oak we have here in Southern California, which I have yet to see, but supposed to be a few of them along Otay Mountain. So when I go hiking up Otay Mountain, you better believe camera's going to be ready for that. But yeah, look at the larger leaves on this oak here. This California black oak. I almost called it a coast live oak. Duh. This is definitely not a live oak. This is a winter deciduous oak. And there's a pretty nice one here too. It's a beautiful tree. Very beautiful tree. Yeah, really enjoyed looking at this tree right now. And this one definitely has some acorn action going on as well. But yeah, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut down the video. I'm going to go right back to where I'm parked. I'm right over there. I hope you enjoyed my Galaxy Way hill hike, loop hike, and enjoyed the scenery as I did. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next hiking video, hopefully next week.